Sometimes the nature of show business is shown to you in such shudderingly unavoidable reality that you never forget it. So let me tell you a story about when that happened to me. In 1992, I was asked to be a guest on the Saturday morning children's Pandemonium Fest What's Up doc. They wanted me to just come on and do some tricks under the guise of, here's a hobby you kids might want to try, which somehow I gently managed to morph into, how about I set something on fire and throw it around the studio live on television? And such was the anarchy that the show was becoming known for that they went for it. At that point I hadn't really done any TV shows, so it was all quite exciting. I arrived the night before in the city known for show business, Mastodon. They put me up in a nice posh hotel, and then the next morning I was in a green room with Andy Crane and M people. Superstars-ish. The actual thing seemed to go well, and by the afternoon I was on a train back to London feeling pretty peachy about myself. Now, the main way that I made my rent money back then was as a street performer, hustling on London cobblestones for coins and maybe even paper in my hat. Honest work. So, for a few days the next week I did my regular spots at Covent Garden. The following Saturday, though, I had another gig. I sometimes did shows in theatres as part of an old-time music hall company. They'd tour around the provinces doing old-fashioned shows with old jokes, sing-alongs and the occasional celebrity headliner. At the bottom of the bill, exactly where I should have been, was me, doing a couple of tight tens in a second-hand suit with a pianist playing me on and off. I loved those shows. I learned so much from the veteran regular performers, and even though it didn't pay very well, it was my first chance to work some nice big real theatres with red chairs and velvet curtains and big yellow spotlights that hurt your eyes. My date on Saturday with the music hall show was at the De Montfort Hall, a gorgeous old venue in Leicester. Last Saturday, performing to a couple of cameras. During the week, pulling crowds on a drizzly piazza. And tonight, 2,000 of those red chairs, sold out because of the famous person who was at the opposite end of the lineup from me. Not bad. Luckily back then I was too young and stupid to be nervous, so as far as I can remember I had a couple of nice spots. Then I sung and danced with the rest of the cast in the finale of the show and got changed out of my second-hand suit, all while keeping a secret. Remember how I said that these shows were wonderful but didn't pay very much, and how I was the bottom of the bill? Well, back then, before the internet was in everyone's pockets, it was a little bit harder to book a hotel, and I really tried. I got a few numbers, called them, but they were all either too expensive or booked up. So I ended up doing the show knowing that I had nowhere to stay that night. But it was okay, I had a plan. I'd stay at the theatre until it closed and they threw me out. Then I'd carry my suitcase of props the half-mile to the railway station, and I'd nap there on the platform until the first train came in the morning. I'd done it before a few times when the financial realities of a gig called for it. It wasn't so bad, just for one night every so often. So that's what I did. I ended up on a bench on the pitch-black station platform. My jacket zipped right up past my chin and my belt looped around my suitcase handle so nobody could steal it without me knowing. It wasn't too cold, and besides I still had some of the endorphins from the show fizzing around inside me. It was fine, I told myself. And then I managed to will myself into a light, uncomfortable sleep. To be woken up a few hours later by the station night manager. He asked if I was homeless, and I explained that I'd been working late and was planning to catch the first train out in the morning. I showed him my ticket. He told me to get my suitcase and follow him. I thought I was in trouble. He led me into his little office and told me to sit down. I thought he was going to call the police or something, but then he told me I could wait there so I didn't freeze. And then he got chips for us. We chatted and he asked me what kind of working late I'd been doing, so I told him. And there was a beat while he processed something. And then he said, "Did I see you on telly last Saturday?" And that, my friends, is show business. Famous enough to be recognised by the person who caught you sleeping rough. No business like it. Thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, you know what I'm going to say. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, like the video, leave a comment and maybe share it with your friends. Also be sure to follow me on all the social networks, links are underneath this video. All of my videos are made possible by my backers over at Patreon. There's information on how to sign up under this video as well. That's all the talking, thanks a lot, see you next time.